Hey, rock and roll, man.
Does this not take you back to
It
those?
took me back
What was the first?
That was probably the first song.
The first thing you ever learned.
No, I learned my first song. I learned was Blackbird.
Shut up! Really?
Yeah. I think I learned.
Wow.
I learned something with. I learned the 3 chords. I learned E, A, and. Just gonna take the delay off here.
I never learned
E, A, B first, and then it was like twist and shout, wasn't it? And there's like a. It's like a. They play the thing. Beatles,
I know mine was, and I bet anybody that had the same.
House of the Rising Sun.
House of the Rising Sun.
That's it.
Yeah.
Play it. Play it.
Oh, is it like a? What's it go to? Is it the F? No, it's F.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah, there's two.
It's E minor. Yeah.
No, E major.
E major. Oh, major.
See?
Anyway, look.
Yeah.
We digress. But the reason we're going down this route is because middle of 2022, summer of 2022, Epiphone announced a new range of guitars for young beginners, I guess, right? So this is the Power Play series. It is a shrunk down version of a Les Paul and a shrunk down version of the SG.
Yeah.
Available in 3 colours around the world. If you live in America, you get to choose black, red, or blue. If you live anywhere other than America, you just get blue or red.
No!
I don't know why.
What?
I know. I'm a bit disappointed with that, Gibson. Please, would you allow European people to buy the black one as well?
Yeah.
But anyway, look, whatever. Blue and red.
Good colours, though.
Now, when you start playing the electric guitar, it's a funny instrument, really, because the full-size one, unlike a lot of instruments, I feel like the full-size one isn't actually that big. And consequently, the full-size one, typically speaking, I think most kids, when they get to 11 or 12 years old, will comfortably sit.
Yeah, then it's fine, isn't it?
In fact, just the other day, although this won't make any sense with this video, yesterday, one of my best friends, 9-year-old, happy birthday, Harry.
Yeah.
He was the
came
kid
in here, yeah.
He got an Epiphone Les Paul for his 9th birthday, which is a full-size guitar. And he started on a slightly smaller guitar when he was about 6, I think. So I guess there's probably no hard and fast rule about when is it right to go from a miniature-sized guitar to a full-size guitar, other than maybe to try and get to your local guitar store and sit down and try one.
But he couldn't. He sat on this chair. His legs were still dangling on the. He couldn't even touch the ground when they're playing.
He's not as tall as my daughter, who's the same age. So I guess how tall your child is all relevant. But anyway, my gut feeling with this, as a general rule, is 6 or 7 years old, maybe through to 10 years old, that kind of age bracket is perfect for this sort of guitar.
Yeah.
Kind of think when you're even younger than that, you're probably better off just looking at something like a ukulele or something that's a stringed instrument that's a lot smaller and simpler to play.
You say that. I don't. I think just go straight in the deep end, man. I think these are better sizes than
My 4-year-old daughter is probably only marginally bigger than this guitar, but maybe 4 is.
Yeah, but ukulele is a completely different. It's not unless you follow what's her name, Grace Vander, all that stuff, where they are playing ukulele and that gives you sort of I'm gonna do that because she does it. Then great, you need the inspiration, man.
Yeah.
Like this, I see that red Les Paul there, right?
Yeah.
And I'm growing a top hat as soon as I see it. And if I was 7 or 8 years old.
I agree.
Let's put, It's
so anyway, let's look. So,
like and subscribe, please, as well. And,
please do, especially if you're at the beginning of your guitar playing journey, because you'll learn a lot about guitars and amps and pedals on this channel if you subscribe. So we are playing today these amazing Power Player guitars from Epiphone. The pack comes in a super cool presentation box.
Yeah.
Pete, we need to do some investigating. I'm not sure if this is a collaboration with a cartoon or if these are just Epiphone's own people that they've decided to sort of draw, but each guitar's got its own kind of character that goes with it. inside the box will come the guitar, a little bag for the guitar so you can carry it, to and from lessons and stuff.
Yeah.
A strap, a cable, and some picks.
Nice.
Which is almost everything you need to start playing the guitar. But of course, what it doesn't include is a little guitar amplifier.
Yeah.
So we've chosen today to use the Black Star Fly. There's loads of different colours of these. Yeah. There's a Fly video up here you can watch. These are our kind of. These are probably our favourite of all the small amplifiers that you can buy, but there's a myriad of choice of small amplifiers. So, myriad, big word. These are about £60 in the UK. So, and I suppose what we haven't said yet is how much. The Power Player Pack with all the accessories I just did is a £249 guitar. So you're talking about £300 to get started on one of these.
Yeah,
not the cheapest,
not
right?
The cheapest.
There are sort of shrunk down guitars from Squire and from Jackson that are also good options that are a bit more affordable. We'll put links below to where you can find out about all of the smaller size guitars that we sell. But of course, Les Pauls and SGs are cool, and maybe that's your thing.
You want to play? You want to play?
You want to play? I mean, it's almost like play me a G chord, Pete. Let it ring.
Okay.
Hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right.
Sorry, Pete. Play me a D chord, let it ring. Anyway, I know I didn't even play that right, but it's kind of, that's the vibe. Or maybe
that was good, man.
Maybe
that little jam there.
I need the SG. Can I have the SG?
Yeah, you can take this blue one.
I'll take the blue one.
Just to show the blue one.
Although kind of like, I feel like I should have had a black or a red one, but because I want to be Angus Young for a second here. But maybe you want to be... sing like Brian Johnson, absolute, well, perhaps the guy before him.
I mean, any 9-year-old that can do that, I want to sign up for a record deal right now.
What other, Or of course, I have got the SG. That's okay.
Go on. You know all the songs. Oh, sorry,
I mean,
it takes you back, doesn't it?
It does kind of take
Did you
you
have
back.
any thing like that when you were like these guitars? Did you have anything like these guitars?
I didn't start playing the guitar till I was about, I don't know. I was definitely at secondary school, so I would have been. I played the bass guitar first. I remember,
was it big? But there wasn't any small guitars.
No,
like
I didn't. I played one of those Steinberger, like a Hohner copy of the Steinberger that was like a little square body and a headless neck.
Yeah,
and then I didn't. I think I felt like what I should have done was tried to get into a band on the bass, but I didn't. So like after about a year of just plodding away on my own, I sort of going, I'm not sure I want to do this anymore. So then I bought an acoustic guitar, but by that time I was probably 13 or 14, so I just went full size.
Electric.
I'm not even really sure what miniature size guitars were available when I was a kid.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think there was. I don't seem to remember anything was available.
I mean, this is such a brilliant way, because I think again, I'm sure we've done videos like this. You have to again go back through the 8 million other videos on our channel. When I was a kid, 7, 8, 9 years old or whatever, the only option in my school would have been to do a classical guitar thing. And you've got a kids classical, and you get your little book with green sleeves on the first
and you had
page.
to learn the music, you had to play your C scale and all that stuff.
And it's all different now, I mean, it's like whether you want to, most schools have got, much younger, more contemporary approach to teaching the guitar. They're happy to do electric guitar courses even from a young age. And of course, YouTube is just,
that's
a zillion million
YouTube
things.
is full of free stuff as well. Justin Guitar, Marty Swartz, all of that stuff. There's so many good channels out there, which is all free,
So, I guess we've talked about all the cool things about this sort of guitar.
Have you got push-pull on it?
Have you?
No, I'm just wondering.
Just so you know, at this level, I would say there's zero sense that you need to consider anything about, is there something functionally about this shape that's better than this shape or vice versa. It's purely whichever one you think
it's a
looks
look
coolest.
thing, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I really wouldn't. I mean, certainly when you get into perhaps, the next level up and stuff and full size, that they have a slight different feel and tonality, but at this level, just pick the one you think looks cool.
I think you've
got 2 humbuckers, which why not give us a quick whiz through the sort of tones?
Yeah.
I mean, we've got you on a fairly driven sound, so you'll just have to. You're better off just probably taking the volume down on the guitar to go clean.
But let's see. What can we do here? Where's the thing?
What do you want to do? Less gain,
slightly cleaner.
Okay.
So here's some tones. It's completely like a normal size with your 2 pickups and your 3-way selector and a volume for each pickup and a tone for each pickup. So, it's shorter than I think, Nelly.
Yes!
I mean, it's easy to play, it's nice. Here's the middle position. Here's the
That's how good you'll be after maybe a week or 2 on this sort of thing.
Play a pentatonic. I mean, it's fine, man. It sounds good. In this little amp, of course, you can get more gain if you want. You can.
Yeah. It's a good. It's a good. I'm glad Pete mentioned that. If you're watching this video and you've never really seen a guitar video before and you're just looking to buy something for one of your kids, all those kind of distortion sounds, they're in the amp. Yeah. So the guitar itself makes a relatively clean sound on its own, like this.
Yeah.
And then most little amplifiers, I mean, I said we like the Fly, but most little amplifiers will have a decent distortion effect in it. Now, this next bit is maybe going to be more, you'll get what I'm saying more if you play guitar already yourself. And if you don't play guitar, you're going to have to just try and sort of follow me here. Right. Yeah. You can shrink pretty much anything on an electric guitar, the width of the neck, the size of the body, all that kind of stuff. And it doesn't really have a material impact on how good the guitar is as a tool, if you like, as an actual instrument. The one thing that gets shrunk on all guitars as they go into sort of 1/2 and 3/4 size guitars is what's called the scale length. And that is the distance from here at the bridge to here at the nut. Mm-hmm. And the downside of shrinking that scale length is that when you tune your strings to normal pitch, and normal pitch being, E to E, there's not the same amount of tension on the string as there would be on a full-size guitar. And in fact, I totally meant to do this comparison. So on the orange one is full size, right? And the blue one is the Power Player series. Different. So you can see it's not massive. I mean, it's certainly, I'm not even sure it's 3/4, but whatever.
When you look at the front, you can see the pickups are so much.
Yeah.
And the pickups are the same size.
Yeah. But anyway, going back to the scaling. So what happens is when I tune any of these shorter scale guitars to normal pitch with a normal set of guitar strings on them, the strings are very bendy. And they're not really designed, and I'm talking about the strings now, the strings aren't really designed to be played at this tension, and as a consequence, they don't stay in tune as well as if you were at a longer scale length.
Yeah.
Now, there are a couple of things that you can do to compensate for this. One is nothing at all. You know, you can just live with the fact that the guitar needs to be tuned slightly more frequently.
Yep.
And actually, if you follow my Instagram page, which is here, you'll see me often at home messing around on my daughter's 3/4 size Jackson guitar and one of these little amplifiers. Yep. And, you know, I talk about the tuning from time to time because it's not brilliant, but it's livable. Or what I would probably do if this was my guitar, I would put a heavier set of strings on. So that's a thicker set of strings. You can't go too thick because otherwise, the guitar's not really designed for it, and the fingers will hurt. Yeah. And you get silly things like the G string. If you go much thicker, becomes a wound string, which isn't ideal for doing bending and stuff.
Yeah.
But you could go up a couple of gauges. So these I think are probably 9s on here.
Feels like more like 10, doesn't it?
Maybe it is 10. So I would go for an 11 or a 12, but out of a set where again the string is the G string is still plain. And ideally one of those sets where maybe the heavier strings don't get proportionately as heavy as the top strings. So you get that sort of like...
Yeah, only Ball does some like in between sets where you can get a 50 to 12 or 50 to...
You ideally want to go 11. Lighter on the...
you get 48 to 11 and whatever.
In fact, I tell you what we'll do. In the description below, we'll just put a link to the kind of gauge set that might help.
Yes.
And then the last... simple, easy way again of getting a bit more tension to the strings is instead of tuning, E to E, tune F to F or G to G. So you're just tuning up a bit higher. That is a completely acceptable way. All your chords will be in tune and everything. The only bummer with that is that, if you're trying to jam along to a tune on the radio where the guitar is tuned E to E, and your guitar is tuned, then
you can't jam along
to G or F to F. Yeah, it's harder to it's harder to work out what the chords are supposed to be. So I think on this guitar, my preference is either just do nothing at all and just live with the fact you've got to tune it a bit more frequently, or put some slightly heavier strings on it.
Yeah, it's always nice to have it set up as well if you can. If you've got the
if
you want to set a new set of strings on it, and
for those eagle-eyed of you, you'll see that the it's an old-fashioned wraparound tailpiece rather than the bridge and tailpiece.
Yes.
It is intonation compensated, and you have got little grub screws either side here to be able to sort of force the ends of the bridge sort of slightly further back. So again, you get your intonation better like that. But it's another one of those trade-offs, I think, on this style of guitar. It's never going to quite have that nailed-on tuning. But overall, I've got to say, I'm glad to see Epiphone doing something now. As I said, you've had Fender look-alike guitars. Strats and Terrys have been available in that sort of smaller size. But yes, Les Pauls and SGs haven't typically been available, and they're unbelievably cool guitars. So,
hang on. Hey Joe. You can learn all those songs.
Jimi Hendrix wrote that when he was 6 years old.
He did, yeah. But he wrote it on a double-sized guitar.
His hands were already bigger than mine, even at 6.
I think they're great, man. They look great.
Me too.
I love these little top hat tuners here. It's just a little detail.
It's a classy looking thing.
Yeah,
I would like to see that. Hopefully the power player range over time gets bigger, more models, more colours.
335s or like
How
can
cool
you imagine?
would that be?
Or like flying V.
No left-handed versions yet.
No.
I would say, left-handed people hate me for saying this, but honestly, if your kid's left-handed and they've not yet really adopted a playing style yet, so maybe it doesn't really matter to them whether they learn this way around or this way around. And it doesn't work for everybody, but if you can kind of get your left-handed player used to playing the guitar in a right-handed style, trust me, it will make their guitar buying life substantially less frustrating.
Absolutely.
But if you've got to go left-handed, then maybe these guitars aren't for you.
No, that is a problem, isn't it? But they're cool, man. They're cool, man.
I like it. Should we do some sort of copyright strike jam out at the end?
Absolutely.
What will we...
Absolutely.
Go on, keep going. I ran out of frets. I couldn't find it.
You are big.
There we go.
Brilliant.